So what is going on to you, Libras? So you Libras have the Queen of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. So a lot of you Libras are very much so learning, okay, from the things that you have done wrong. You're not the Queen of Swords. You used to be very judgmental, but you realize that that's not necessarily the Virgo. Listen, Libra represents the zodiac sign of the judge, being judgmental. So you Libras are realizing that not everything is always cut and dry. The Seven of Swords and the Nine of Cups represents sometimes you may not necessarily think that those individuals will be good for you, and that they actually are. So a lot of you Libras are broadening your horizons. You're changing your perspective. You're actually taking the time to get to know a person and actually get to know them, even if they're not necessarily normally your type, because you may end up actually being attracted to them in the long term. And then you have the Justice, which represents Libra. Like I said, Libra represents the judge. This is why it is that I say that Libras are the most judgmental. It's because Libra literally is the zodiac sign. Why it is that y'all represent justice, y'all represent law, y'all represent order. It's because all of these things like the court system and justice systems and all of that type of nonsense is ruled by Libra, right? Making things fair. So what is in a courthouse? A magistrate that they call a judge, right? Quote unquote. It's not even really a judge, but it's a magistrate. But the point is, you're the most judgmental zodiac sign. It's not Virgo, because y'all represent everything that has to deal with that courthouse and law. So you are learning that you have to take you yourself is wrong, because you have to start making a better assessment. That's my family being home now, right? They weren't before, now they are. But you have to make a better assessment to the quality of the people that you're trying to get to know. It's not always where you Libras have it in reverse, where you Libras are very good at being able to know who's who, and then at the same time, things may not necessarily go so well. Sometimes things do. A lot of you Libras are starting to realize that obviously you can be wrong. And that if you have this mentality where you can immediately look at a person, and you can, and be able to tell certain things about them, and you Libras have that ability. It's just what comes with being a Libra. It doesn't necessarily mean that you know about every single person. So you Libras are starting to understand that you have to be patient, take your time, and actually get to know somebody. So you are getting to know other people. You're single. You're getting to know other people right now, a lot of you. And a lot of you Libras are seeing that the dating pool is not what it is that you thought it was. Some of you may have been in, a lot of you Libras, like I said, over the past couple of months, you saw it. A lot of you Libras was in a relationship, and then you realized that you had to get out of this relationship because of how dysfunctional it was. So you stop, since you stopped being in that particular relationship and you've decided to get out, now all of a sudden it's about getting yourself back into a brand new relationship. And since you've been doing that, right, you've been getting to know a lot of people. And one of the things that you've been understanding is a lot of people are not necessarily promoting themselves the same way. Everybody, I ain't gonna say everybody, but a lot of people are trying to make it seem like they're the hero of their story, but they're actually the villain disguised as the hero. A real hero is really an anti-hero, really. A real hero is a person who's realistic, gritty, that's keeping it 100. Like, look, like, I'm going to put myself out there, but to a point. Because how much it is that I'm going to give before people begin to appreciate it. Because you could put yourself out there and all of that, but at the same time, people may not even necessarily appreciate it truly. They'll just essentially just leave you and be like, and forget your name. So the thing is that the Hermit and the High Priestess now, both of these are Virgo energy, right? Taurus energy. both of these represent learning how to be way more intelligent about how it is that you interact with others, in the sense that, how do I say it? In a sense that, number one, yes, keeping it a secret, right? Keeping it a secret. Number two, not necessarily casting your own shadows on the wall as to your own projections, your own expectations, what you expect, because that's what a projection is when it comes to interacting with others. It's more so about an expectation. Like, you expect this person to be grimy. You expect this person to be super nice. But then without even actually knowing them, then when you get into it with them, you actually get a chance to know them, you know how terrible they turn out to be terrible. Some of these people turn out to be some of the greatest people you've ever known, that are fair, loving, just, you know what I mean? These are people that actually, like I said, are loyal to the people that they take the time to actually get to know. They don't intentionally try to let you down. They don't like playing games with you. They see value in themselves, and they see value in others. So a lot of you Libras are understanding that it's not about using this gift immediately to always make a decision one way or the other, or where it is that you think about a person. This is more so about you Libras deciding that you're going to actually be patient. Hanged Man, which is Pisces, which is the higher octave of you Libras. Pisces is the higher octave of Libra. Cancer is the lower octave of Scorpio. Aquarius is the higher octave of Virgo, right? So you are starting to understand that once again, you have to be patient, and you're not projecting. You're not going to do the same things that you used to. Everything doesn't have to have a Libra or pretty or an overly attractive, influence over it. Sometimes you do have to get nitty gritty and dirty. And the Nine of Swords represent, you feel, you wish that you would have had this knowledge sooner, because it's only up until recently is when you Libras started to realize a lot. Now, some of you Libras got it way longer before that, but it's only for you Libras that apply to this where you started to realize that not everything is always, like I said, not everything is always about the looks and art and stuff like this. Like art, the reason why art is so important is because art is like Bruce Lee. Like art is like martial arts. You have the word art in it, right? Not just art in the sense of something that a lot of people don't know, and people who entertain it and get into it know, but art in the sense that it's beautiful, and Libra rules over art, right? So it's like, what I'm trying to say here is that not you realizing that what makes art so beautiful in the first place. Yes, the picture is beautiful if the painting is a good one, if people generally like it. But at the same time, what makes it even more important is the message that the painter is trying to convey, or the artist in general is trying to convey, and what you're actually getting out of it and what you implement. So a lot of you Libras are realizing that not everything has to, things can be beautiful as far as what it is that you make it. It's not about the surface level beauty and attraction and physical attraction, and it doesn't go, it only goes skin deep. It doesn't go any deeper than skin deep. That's not what it is. A lot of you Libras are realizing that you wish that you would have had this information sooner, because you would have been set up for success. You would have been done married and been in a relationship, or maybe not, on paper, but you would have been in a functional relationship way sooner, instead of getting into bed with an individual that they are attractive, but at the same time, their whole inside stink, their character stinks, they're dysfunctional. The Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles is about, so you realize Eight of Pentacles represents self-work. You Libras realize that you have to do some internal self-work. It's not about always the physical attractiveness, sometimes just going skin deep It's about actually the substance, the character of a person, and the Seven of Pentacles represents here. And when you do that, it's going to put the pressure on a lot of other people who may be ugly character-wise, right? Not physically, but character-wise, to step their game up, because they're not going to be able to last a long time around you. You Libras will be disgusted in your own right, because this is what I'm talking about, right? Like I wish, because Libra represents the person that stands up for other people. That's what Libra is supposed to represent. That's why it is I'm trying to say that you Libras have a very profound responsibility. You Libras represent protection of other people's rights, is what Libra represents. Human rights is what Libra represents. So it's like, y'all are supposed to make sure that that a person who has an ugly character, that's what Libra wants to get to know. Libra is attracted to beautiful people inwardly and outwardly. You understand what I'm saying? But it has to start inwardly first. But the thing about it is, that's what you Libras represent. Y'all Libras represent standing up for people who don't necessarily understand their value yet, but they are on the verge. They are on the verge of actually understanding their value and understanding that just because they may not be the most attractive, or maybe they are attractive, but they may not see themselves as that, why they should have value, because Libra represents value too. Libra and Virgo represent value, right? Virgo represents seeing value within yourself, and Libra represents seeing value in other people. So I don't want to get too deep into the whole Libra thing, you know what I mean? But a lot of you are realizing that it goes way deeper than what it is that you thought, and that it's time for you to actually start doing things, more inner work. So let's clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Swords, Four of Wands, Five of Cups, King of Swords. So yeah, like the Eight of Swords, Four of Wands, you realize that you've been doing it all wrong. Your whole perspective was off, and that you needed to actually change it. The Five of Cups represents some people are going to miss you. You're still going to have some people that you used to know that miss you. But even if they were to come back, you Libras probably wouldn't even hang out with them anymore, due to the fact that you Libras are different people. You still may look the same as far as the face goes and carry the same name in that regard, but y'all have been doing shadow work yourselves, in a sense that it's way more than just skin deep now. The connection is what is important the most. And then, yeah, the physical attraction and all this other type of stuff. And this is why it is that I say, Libra, that a lot of this games and stuff like this that a lot of people play are delusional, because at the end of the day, it's not about if the person is the most handsome, or the person is the most beautiful person in the world. The question is, are they beautiful or handsome enough? That's the question. Is it that the general conclusion is this person is unattractive, or is the general idea of, okay, this person is attractive, or I can actually get to know this person? That's all it takes. All it takes is, are you physically attractive enough? The ideology of needing to constantly be more and more and more attractive, that outwardly, more and more and more attractive outwardly, excessively, is where the trap is. So the King of Swords now represents, so a lot of you Libras have a lot to think about.